Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
Hey, what's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Josh All, your host on a Tuesday. Like always, just a couple days removed from yet another downright humiliating defeat for the Cleveland Browns, this time in Chicago. The Bears just absolutely whooped on us 31-3. Thought for a while it was going to be an absolute shutout. And honestly, we should have had 10 points. But Jerry Jeudy said, no, I don't think so. Let's turn this touchdown into an interception. So got voicemails today, a couple of those. Got a message from the website I want to get to. And then I've got the main thing I want to do today, because it would be very easy to just go down the negative route. And don't get me wrong, we got negative stuff to talk about. But I don't want to just harp on the negativity and the pessimism and the fire everybody. At this point, guys, I think we all agree and we all know the Browns got a clean house. I don't think it's an argument anymore. I don't really think it's a debate. It's not even a discussion. It's just a matter of how many days until Black Monday. And the answer is 20. That's right. 3 weeks from yesterday will be Black Monday, will be the day that Kevin Stefanski, this coaching staff, gets fired. Hopefully the front office can go with them. And the countdown to Black Monday, a Browns tradition like no other. But I want to talk about some of the positive things, because as dim and gloom and just bad as this team is and how difficult they are to watch on the field, there are several, I'm not talking just one or two, there are several things to be watching for as a Browns fan over these last 3 games. Very important things, in my opinion. Now, it's not important as far as the team goes. The team's not winning anything. We're not winning another game. It's another 3-14 season, 2 of those suckers in a row. But there are some individual performances, and at this point in the season, as a Browns fan, when your team is completely eliminated from anything relevant other than vying for draft capital, which I'll talk about that too here on this episode, you have got to look at some of the individual things that you can hang your hat on. And for me personally, just as a Browns fan, I like to watch things that I think are going to be historical for players or whatever, and then be able to look back years down the road and say, hey, I remember when Myles Garrett broke the single season NFL sack record, that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about what those things are that we need to be looking for over these last 3 games. If you guys want to join the Dog Pack, become part of our Dog Pack community, go to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page. It is a cup of coffee that you donate to the show once a month, just one time a month. It's like $5 a month to join. Not that big of a deal, but it is a big deal for us. It really helps out the show. So if you want to support us, and if you want to join the Discord, the private Discord, get in with the Dog Pack community, diehard Browns fans from all across the world, guys, gals, young, older, like it is an awesome mix of, like I said, diehard Browns fans of just every category. And it's a great place to be, great conversations 24/7. Plus, you get to be part of the Dog Pack Discord episodes every Thursday. Right now, we're doing those at 5 p.m. on Thursdays to preview the upcoming game. Now, next week's going to be a different schedule because of the holiday and all that kind of stuff. But then moving into the offseason, which thank goodness is almost here, we will be doing Dog Pack Discord live episodes every week to talk about the draft, to talk about prospects, free agency, the head coaching search, probably, hopefully, the GM search, all that kind of stuff. And you just don't want to miss it. So if you're interested, you want to be a part of that, jointhedogs.com. So apologies if you can hear my baby outside the door. We have a snow day today. Kids are home. It's just one of those days in the household here. But I want to dive into the things at the top of this episode that we should be looking for in these last 3 games, because I know a lot of people I've talked to just turned that Chicago Bears game off early. Like, didn't even probably finish the first half, that kind of stuff. And I don't blame you. We said on Sunday, me, Blake, like, probably wouldn't have watched that whole game had we not had the podcast to do afterward, because what are we really watching here? I was questioning the whole time, like, this is not an NFL team. They're not prepared. And I guess before I go into the positive things I want to look for here, I want to talk about that, because I've seen people questioning like special teams, coaching, Bubba Ventrone, this kind of stuff. But the coaching staff as a whole, what are we doing all week in practice? What are we doing in the building? Are we watching film? Are we practicing hard? Are we practicing? Like, I know the Browns put out a photo gallery every week of practice and there's guys on the field, but are we actually practicing? And I think it's not one of those things where it's like a conspiracy. It's just, I think it's a fair thing for a Browns fan to question, like, what are you guys even doing during the week? Because when it comes to Sunday and I turn on my TV to watch the team that I root for, and I see you go out there and you look completely unprepared, completely lost, miscommunications across the board, week in, week out, penalties. Guys don't know where to line up. Guys don't know what routes to run. Guys don't know what coverage they're in. Guys are missing tackles. What are we doing all week? It's been 15 weeks of this. I mean, the coaches have had this team for this season under their, tutelage since back in frickin' May. And this is what we're dealing with. Week 15 in the NFL with the Browns. It's completely unacceptable. I've harped on it all year. And it's why in 20 days, they are all going to be gone. The positive things, though, I want to talk about. We'll start off with the big one. Obviously, it's Myles Garrett. I'm watching every week because I don't want to miss the moment live that Myles Garrett records the NFL single season all-time sack record. That's what I want to see. He's at 21.5 after they gypped him out of a half a sack against the Bears on Sunday. So really he should be at 22. He's at 21.5, 1.5 sacks away from holding the record all to himself. So if he gets another full sack on Sunday, that would tie the record at 22.5, held by Michael Strahan and also TJ Watt. Now, the question is, one, will Myles Garrett be able to get that sack and a half, or hopefully like 2 full sacks Sunday at home and achieve that record in front of the Browns home crowd? That would be awesome. That would give everybody just enough hope, excitement, something to root for in a game that, honestly, we'll do the preview show on Thursday, like I said, but I already got my score prediction. It's 41-6. I think we're getting blown out again at home. I already said James Cook, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns minimum against this defense. But that would be exciting. I want to see where Myles Garrett ends up, because, if he can start, he's got 3 games left. 3 games left. You got the Bills, you got the Steelers, and then you've got the Bengals. I want to see how many sacks he can get, because as a Browns fan, I'm being completely selfish here. I want the single season sack record to be held by a Cleveland Browns player for as long as possible. If he gets to 25 sacks, which is his record, or his goal that he writes on his wristband every week, or if he gets 26 or 27, the more sacks he gets, the further out of reach he puts that record for the next guy, the next up-and-coming superstar edge rusher. It's going to be very difficult for anyone else in their career to take that record from him and from us. So, yeah, I'm being selfish with all of these things. The next thing I'm looking for, Carson Schlesinger. I misreported on the show last week about him being close to being the single season tackle leader for the Cleveland Browns all time. The stats that were being given to me by my AI program and everything, they were giving me the total of solo tackles for Browns in franchise history, not total tackles, which is what I was talking about. So at the moment, and I got the numbers right now, so you guys can trust what I'm saying this time, I promise. Carson Schlesinger had 14 tackles against the Bears on Sunday. Didn't feel like it, the way the defense played as a whole, it felt like we probably had maybe 14 tackles total as a team. But no, Carson Schlesinger actually logged 14 total tackles against the Bears on Sunday. That put him up to 133 combined total tackles on the season. Now, the record for most tackles in a season by a Browns player ever is DeQuell Jackson, 2012, had 158 tackles. So we'll just do some simple math. My mental isn't good. I got a calculator. Carson Wentz. Wow, sorry. Carson Schlesinger, a much better player, is just 25 tackles away, 26, I guess, from actually holding that single season record all by his lonesome. So he's 25 tackles away from tying it, 26 tackles away from holding it all by himself. Now, Carson Schlesinger has had 6 straight games with 10 or more tackles. The dude is a monster out there. He is definitely the defensive rookie of the year, and Myles Garrett's definitely the defensive player of the year. We had both of those guys on the same defense this year and won 3 freaking games. Gosh, we're going to look back on this season and say how. But anyway, Carson Schlesinger, back to our boy, back to our, what do they call him in the Discord? The Great White Walk-On, because that's what he was out there at UCLA. He was a walk-on, had to earn his way onto the team, had to earn his scholarship, had to earn his playing time, and he went right into being the 33rd overall pick in the NFL and leading the entire rookie class in tackles and all this stuff. He is incredible. I think he gets it. I'm watching for this record, but I think he gets it. 25 tackles away. He's got 3 games to do it, and he's averaging, I believe the number is like 9.1 tackles a game. So even if you do that 9.1 tackles a game right there, that's what, 27 over 27 tackles. He's going to get this record, I believe, unless he gets hurt or something crazy happens. The guy just 10 tackles a game, Carson Schlesinger. So those are the 2 defensive things I'm looking for. Myles Garrett to get that single season sack record, Carson Schlesinger to get the single season all-time tackles record for Browns franchise history. Now I want to switch over to the offensive side of the ball, because there's some really cool things over here I'm watching for. So it's not just pay attention to the defensive drives and then forget about offense because they suck. Harold Fannin Jr., this guy, I've talked about him extensively on this show ever since we drafted, actually before the draft, because I really wanted the Browns to draft this kid. I just, sometimes you see a player, you watch a player, you do the deep dive on the analytics and the stats and the metrics, and you say, the dude is a dog. This dude can play football. Harold Fannin Jr. can play football. So, in his rookie year, right now, Mr. just turned 21 years old, only playing his second year ever as a tight end. Take that into consideration here. Harold Fannin Jr., as a rookie, 66 receptions on the season. He is now tied number 1 for the most receptions by a rookie in Cleveland Browns history. He is tied with, is it Kevin Mack? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Kevin Johnson. Kevin Mack is on the running back side, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Kevin Johnson, he is now tied for the most receptions by a rookie in Cleveland Browns history with Kevin Johnson, 66 total receptions. The difference here, which is really interesting looking at these numbers, Kevin Johnson back in 1999 set this record on 137 targets. He caught 66 passes, okay? Harold Fannin Jr., 99 targets. 99 targets, like what, almost 50 targets fewer than the guy he's tied with, and Harold Fannin has, the top spot in receptions. So just 1 catch. That's all it is. 1 catch on Sunday against the Bills. And Harold Fannin Jr. is your new all-time rookie receptions leader in Cleveland Browns history. That's pretty cool, man. Like that's fun. That's exciting. He's a dog. Like, we are going to have so many fun years, so many fun seasons, so many fun games and plays and memories watching Harold Fannin Jr. play for this team. I'm excited about him. So excited. He led all of college football last year in receptions, receiving yards, and that was as a first-year tight end, a 20-year-old, maybe 19/20-year-old, playing for Bowling Green. He had, I forget, it was 50, 60% of his team's yardage total. Like, it was This guy's insane. And the other offensive guy that I want to talk about positively, and I did a deep dive on this today because I needed to, because I was getting a lot of questions on social media and some people being kind of, sarcastic about it. But at the same time, I think a lot of the concerns and questions and things that I've been getting about Quinshon Judkins are valid, because you watch the games, you see the guy looking a lot like Jerome Ford as far as, man, it's first down, and now all of a sudden, we hand off to Judkins, boom, it's 2nd and 10. Well, there we go. We could just do that with Jerome Ford. It's all we did last year. So Quinshon Judkins, 3.6 yards a carry right now over his rookie season. Terrible, man. We looked it up. That is the second worst yards per carry by a Browns running back, not just a rookie, by a Browns running back since 2012. So in the last, 13 seasons, it is the second lowest. He's actually tied with Trent Richardson that same year, 2012, for the lowest yards per carry in a season. 3.6. That's bad, man. That is bad. It is so terrible. So I posted this on social media. I said the Browns' run game is a wreck. And to all the people questioning and asking these questions, is Quinshon Judkins actually as good as we thought he was earlier in the season? Spoiler, yes. Yes, he is. And here's the answer as to why. Quinshon Judkins' yards before contact per attempt, okay? Yards before contact per attempt on the season, 1.4. That means on average that Judkins is only averaging 1.4 yards before the defenders are on him. It is the second lowest mark in the entire league. The only person with a worse number, a worse yards before contact per attempt in the NFL is Ashton Jeanty for the Raiders, also a rookie running back. He is at 1.3. So these two guys are suffering behind abysmal, horrible, absolutely terrible offensive lines. Quinshon Judkins has 311 yards before contact this season. That is the lowest, easily the lowest. You can look up the numbers. Easily the lowest for any running back who has over 200 carries this year. On the flip side, and this is where I'm so encouraged by what I've seen and by what I'm reading in these numbers for Quinshon. On the flip side of this coin, he has 494 yards after contact. Almost 500 yards after contact. That is the 7th most in the entire NFL this season. His yards after contact per attempt is 2.2, which is tied for the 6th best in the league. This issue in the run game, it is not Quinshon Judkins. It is the offensive line. Quinshon Judkins is actually still leading, even after just putting up 20-some yards in each of the last 2 games. He is still leading all rookie running backs in rushing, despite all of that. Give this guy an offensive line, a real, actual NFL offensive line, please. And we could be in some serious business with this kid. The record thing that I'm looking for with Quinshon Judkins now, it has changed because of the abysmal offensive line play. This episode is sponsored by Baden Sports. Browns fans, we have had Christmas decorated all over the place since November 1st. That's right. It is coming up very quickly, Christmas time. And the best thing you can do is get ahead of your gift giving list and go to badensports.com/dogs, DAWGS, and check out everything they have to offer and use promo code DOGS to get 10% off your entire order. You could find some really nice Christmas gifts for the athletes in your life. Obviously, baseball season would be right around the corner in the spring. They've got training balls. They've got regular game baseballs, bats, baseball gloves, all sorts of basketballs and other gear, pumps, ball bags, gym bags, things like that for your basketball players. And then the gifts that I really like to give family members and people like that would be the backyard games. Get those for Christmas gifts because then they can hold on to those and break them out when the weather gets nice. And it's like that Christmas gift that didn't get used right away at Christmas and they get to experience that joy again later in the year. Badminton, outdoor volleyball, bocce, horseshoes, kickball. They've got a knockout game set. And of course, pickleball, which I know I've been saying on here I need to learn how to play. I haven't yet, but I do plan to learn at some point and I will be getting my first pickleball set from Baden Sports. So head head over to bodensports.com/dogs and get 10% off your entire order with promo code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out. That's Baden Sports, BADEN sports.com/dogs.
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.
There has only been one Browns running back ever to rush for over 1,000 yards as a rookie, and that was Kevin Mack. Back in, what was it, 1982, 85, somewhere in the 80s like that. He had, if I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head, like 1,107 yards. At one point this season, not that long ago, Quinshon Judkins was on pace for 1,104. Right there. He was on pace to easily become the second rookie running back to ever rush for over 1,000 yards. And then he was also on pace to really fight for that top spot in franchise history with Kevin Mack. Now he's on pace for 990 yards, just coming up shy of that 1,000-yard mark. We got the Bills, we got the Steelers, and we've got the Bengals. 2 of those, I haven't looked up the Bills, and I need to because we're doing that preview show here in a couple days, and I'll have those numbers on Thursday. But I know the Steelers and Bengals give it up everywhere, but really on the ground. You can run on those teams. So I don't know, guys. I'm struggling to see behind this offensive line because, again, a lot of things with our offense doesn't even matter about who we're playing. Like, I don't even care about the opponent. We can't even overcome our own ineptitudes to compete with. I don't care if we're playing against the 32nd ranked rush defense or the first. It doesn't matter. We're going to get in our own way no matter what. That's the problem. So I've got trouble seeing Quinshon ever hitting 50 yards in a game the rest of this season. So to get to that 990, maybe push to get to that 1,000-yard mark is going to be tough. It's going to be a stretch. This is one I'm not counting on. I am counting on the Myles Garrett record. I am counting on the Carson Schlesinger record, or at least coming very close to that one. I am counting, obviously, on the Harold Fannin record. He only needs 1 catch. This one with Quinshon, not counting on. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It is the offensive line, which we can go over here to PFF, talk a little bit about this offensive line. Let me pull up these numbers real quick. So on the blocking side of things, we'll just go through the grades and all that kind of stuff because the grades are the grades. There's really the problem with offensive line. There's not a great way to measure. There's no statistical stat keeping site that I really have found or used that does a good job in evaluating how they've played in a game other than these grades from PFF. So on the pass blocking side of things, you've got everybody did pretty good. Everybody except for pretty much everybody. So you got an 81.5 by Joel Bitonio. You got a 75.6 Luke Whippler. Your right tackle, KT Leviston, logged a 73.9. Let's see. Tevin Jenkins was your lowest offensive lineman at 62.5. And then Cam Robinson at a 66.8. And then Garrett Dellinger, who actually came in for 29 snaps after Tevin Jenkins went out with an injury, had a 73.3 grade. So on the pass blocking side of things, and I can break this down a little more, which is what I wanted to do. The offensive line actually did pretty well against the Bears, which I don't know if the Bears are necessarily known for their elite pass rush type stuff anyway. But all in all, not a bad day at the office for the offensive line in the pass blocking game. We're looking at just 11 pressures allowed by the offensive line the entire game. 3 by Jenkins, 4 by Cam Robinson, just 1 by Dellinger, 0 by Leviston, 2 by Whippler, and 1 by Bitonio. Let's see. Our boy, Shedeur, took 5 sacks in that game, and it looks like PFF is attributing all 5 of those to Shedeur because they have 0 sacks whatsoever attributed to the offensive line. And that's okay. Whatever. I'm I'm not going to be like these other guys on social media and stuff who just look for one little mistake by Shedeur and say, he's a bust, told you, he's a worthless piece of crap. No, okay, he's a rookie quarterback, and he was playing in a very adverse situation. When you start the game on your own 1 yard line and you open up with the wrong play sheet in your wristband and you've got 2 penalties to start the game and you're running from, an inch out, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, that game was not on him. But we talked about that. And I don't need to harp all over it again. But overall, offensive line encouraging. Now, the one guy I did want to highlight here. I saw a video on TikTok, a very nice compilation video breakdown of some of his snaps during that game. Whew. This is where I go back to, are we watching film? We watching film during the week? Because if we are, how's Cam Robinson still playing on the field? Cam Robinson sucks. Cam Robinson is real freaking bad. Pass blocking, run blocking. So many of the plays that were in this reel that I watched, he didn't touch anybody. We're talking, he's going out to block. His hands never come on a single defender. Quinshon Judkins is getting tackled 3 yards behind him. What are we doing? And this sucks because Cam Robinson was a guy, if you guys who have been here for a while remember back during free agency, before signings were opened up and things, I wanted the Browns to sign Cam Robinson. I liked him. He had a pretty solid career. What the hell is going on in Cleveland? And this is where I am so torn between just ripping the players and tearing these guys down and saying they just completely suck and are trash, and actually wondering, is it just the team? Is it just the coaching too? Every player, everybody, Wyatt freaking Teller, all pro, perennial Pro Bowler, got benched this year. I don't get it. And I don't believe that Wyatt Teller is bad. I don't. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I don't think Teller's a bad player. I don't think he's lost it. It's the scheme. It's got to be the preparation. I don't think they really practice. You can just tell, on the field, these guys don't know what they're doing. They look lost. They look stupid. And they're not stupid players. Not all of them. Not Wyatt Teller. Not Joel Bitonio. I refuse to believe that Luke Whippler's a stupid player. I think Cam Robinson is a good player. Why does he suck for us? Why do these guys suck for us? So then if you flip over here to the run blocking, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Your highest graded run blocking offensive lineman was Tevin Jenkins, followed by his replacement, Garrett Dellinger, and they were at a 65.4 and a 62.2. And then it just gets bad. It gets real bad because you got to scroll down here. Oh, there's our next highest graded offensive lineman in the run blocking grade game, KT Leviston at a 53.5, which means the other three guys are below that. Luke Whippler, 44.2, Joel Bitonio, 44, Cam Robinson, 43.4. Yikes. Big yikes. Okay, so not good. Now, there's also something to be said for opposing defenses are taking away our run game. That is fair. Because that is happening. Said it on the preview show last week. Bears did it. Everybody does it to us. Titans did it. Just take away the run game. Don't let Quinshon Judkins beat you, and you're probably going to beat the Browns. And this is not an indictment on Shedeur Sanders or anything like that. It's just our offense sucks. Shedeur, Dylan, Joe Flacco, doesn't matter. Put Deshaun Watson in there. They're playing behind all backup offensive line right now. That's what we're dealing with. All of our starting, the 5 starting linemen that we opened the season with, we only have one left, and it's Joel Bitonio. Everybody else is gone. Everybody else is a backup. And our wide receiving core is UDFA rookie practice squad guys. Think about that. And Jerry Jeudy sucks. He is one player that I will say he sucks. He's garbage. He's trash. He needs to go. But the problem is we can't get rid of him. Got a voicemail about that later. Don't want to go too much into Jerry Jeudy. But behind him, you got, Mr. I'm in the hospital all the time, Cedric Tillman, because he's always freaking hurt. He played 7 snaps. Remember, guys, if you watched the Sunday night reaction show, I asked the guys, where was Cedric Tillman today? He was active. He cleared concussion protocol. Where the hell was he? You are supposed to be our number 2 receiver. You're a third-year guy. The team rolled into the season with you as the number 2, confident in you. Where are you? 7 snaps, which means Shedeur Sanders is throwing to Jerry Jeudy. And after that, it is rookie UDFA practice squad Gage Larvidan, rookie UDFA Isaiah Bond, and second year signed off the practice squad, elevated to the active roster, Malachi Corley. Those are your 4 wide receivers for the game. I think those are the only 4 wide receivers active. I'm sorry, there were 5, Cedric Tillman, but he didn't play. So the only 4 active receivers that were even on the field, Jeudy, Larvidan, Bond, and Corley. That's it. And the broadcast, the guy's an idiot. Oh, all he's doing is throwing to Harold Fannin. The defense knows he's throwing to Harold Fannin every time. No shit, dude. Who else is he supposed to throw to? Who else is he supposed to throw to? David Njoku's not active for the game. He's out. He's injured. By the way, I don't think he's a Brown next year. Not trending that way. This is why I say I don't really care about the 2025 draft class being good for Andrew Berry. You got to go. Any front office that goes into a season, any NFL professional football team front office goes into a season with this as their offensive line and the depth on the offensive line, and this is the wide receiving core, you got to go. You got to go. I don't trust you. I don't want you. I don't like you. I am not on board with anybody inside this regime sticking around. I want to hear in the comments, though, what do you guys think? Do you want to keep the front office? Do you want to keep Andrew Berry? Do you want to keep Kevin? Or do you want to fire Kevin, fire all the coaches, keep some of the coaches? Like, what do you guys want to do? You guys know what I want to do. Clean house. Gut this motherfucking thing because it is bad. It is so bad. But we got 3 weeks to see what ends up happening. So we can talk about it until then, and then we'll talk about it after. But anyway, let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back talking about some of this other stuff, and we'll get to your voicemails. This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schlesinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right? All right. Thank you guys for taking a second to listen to some of the sponsors for the show. Real quick, I just got to throw one more in there, because this is only today and tomorrow. This ends tomorrow on December 17th. But right now is a really cool offer for you guys. Butcher Box for Pets. If you've heard our ads for them before or anything like that, you can actually go to the link. It's down in the description, so make sure you check it out. Butcher Box for Pets. Click that link, and it will take you, and you can actually get your first trial box for free. And it only lasts until tomorrow, December 17th, and then it's over. But all you got to do is pay shipping. You just click the link, answer about like how many dogs you have, or what type of dog you have, the weight, the size, all that kind of stuff, and then it'll recommend what box to try, and then you can try a free trial box for the next 2 days. So check that out. It's really cool. You just pay shipping, and see if your dog likes Butcher Box for Pets, because we've been doing some Butcher Box promotions here on the human food side. So it's pretty cool that they also provide products and food for your dogs too. So the pretty cool stuff. Check it out. Link below. Okay. Voicemail time. But first, another way that you can get your thoughts and opinions on the show. One, the voicemails, obviously. Go to thedogspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail. The drop-down menu, you can record your message, send it in. You can listen to it back, re-record it, script it out, plan it, whatever. I really don't care. Just send them in. Love hearing from you guys. There's also an option there to type a message. If you just want to write what you're thinking or a question and send it in because there's people that just don't like the sound of their own voice, or they're just a little, whatever. You might just be too shy to put your voice on the show. I'm not judging. I totally get it. When I started podcasting, took a little while to overcome some things here, but you can just send in a message. Totally cool. That's what Ryan did here. So I got Ryan from the website, said, being a Browns fan means loyalty through pain. Boy, I couldn't have said it any better. He says, today was one of those games where watching felt like a chore. I was literally considering organizing my sock drawer alphabetically instead of watching the second half. Yet here I am, still watching because suffering is part of the fandom. See you next week. Spoken like a true Browns fan right there. Suffering is truly part of the experience. We all have shared trauma. Just think of it that way as well. We all got the shared trauma. Let's kick it over here to a voicemail. I want to talk. Let's do Mike first.
Yeah, my name is Mike. I live in Pensacola, Florida. I just want to say that curl route when Shedeur was trying to get the ball to Fannin and it almost got picked off, he is responsible for that being a bad pass. And the fake handoff to Judkins when he was trying to get something going after coming back out to the field and trying to get something quick, the linebacker just made a play and he jumped up. It's a pick. And the throw to Jerry Jeudy, man, that was a franchise quarterback throw. That ball could not have been thrown any better than it was. The ball placement, everything, like the velocity, all of it, it was perfect. Shedeur is showing that he can be a franchise guy. He just needs better talent. Special teams sucks. Play calling sucks. Like, it's just bad, bro. And all this stuff is stacked up against Shedeur, and he's just a rookie. Watching the game, he got them down to near the red zone twice, and Kevin Stefanski did not elect to run the ball not one time. Like, those deep balls to Isaiah Bond put them in great field position to run the ball, and get the ball out of Shedeur's hands, and then just try another, I don't know, man. It just sucks. All of it sucks.
Mike, I am with you 100%, man. It sucks. The whole thing just sucks. And, I'm trying to be very fair with my evaluation of Shedeur Sanders because obviously I can't just come in here and be like, the guy is the savior. We need to make sure we do everything we can to make him our quarterback, yada, yada, yada. And at the same time, obviously I can't come in here and just condemn him and be like, oh, he'll never be anything. Because listen, as a longtime Browns fan, like most of you guys are, and if you're a new Browns fan, if you're new to the fan base, or if you're just here because of Shedeur, whatever reason you're here, this is what you need to understand. And again, longtime Browns fans will understand this. I have seen so many rookie quarterbacks, okay? Shedeur Sanders is number 42, the 42nd starting quarterback for the Browns since 1999. Many of them, I forget the number, but many of them have been rookies. And what happens is we put rookies on the field before they're ready. We take rookies off the field before we've given them a real shot. And we move on from rookies way too prematurely. We constantly put rookies in bad positions. We constantly have bad coaching. We never have receivers. So I've seen a lot of this. Shedeur is just the next rookie quarterback in a long line of them for the Browns to be in this situation. The difference and why I'm so encouraged and optimistic about what Shedeur can grow into if given the proper time and coaching, development, the players around him, if he's given what any quarterback needs to be successful. I think he can be. And the reason is I have seen him do things in these 4 starts that I've not seen rookie quarterbacks ever do for the Browns in these situations. I mean, the last one that gave us any real hope as a rookie was Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield as a rookie was like, wow, okay, this is why we took him at number 1 overall. He's got it. We can build around him. And, it didn't work out that way for whatever reason. We can argue how it went, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to. I just want to say, really, it's been Baker and Shedeur now. The only 2 rookie quarterbacks that I've watched in these situations with this franchise organization, this team, to actually show the overcome ability. Can you overcome adverse situations, cards, the deck stacked against you, all that kind of stuff? And I see it with Shedeur. The throw, the first interception where the linebacker made a great play. He did, but at the same time, Shedeur, with more experience, a more experienced quarterback, probably, or maybe not probably, but could possibly see that and pull it back, go to the next read or whatever, not throw the pick. I've also seen 6-7 year veterans make that throw, not see the linebacker. It gets tipped, picked, whatever. It happens. I'm not here to condemn the guy because of one play. He's a rookie. But the way he can bounce back throughout the game, step up in a collapsing, chaotic pocket, throw a perfectly placed precision deep ball, that gets me excited. To me, that's optimism. I'm like, okay, Browns rookie quarterbacks don't do that. Okay, they just don't do that. Not consistently, not accurately, not with any sort of rhythm, and he's got it. The throw to Jerry Jeudy, which my next voicemail is going to talk about that, so maybe I'll hold off on all of it, but you cannot, Blake said it Sunday night, you cannot walk to the end zone and hand the ball to a better spot for Jerry Jeudy to take it into the end zone for a touchdown than where Shedeur threw that pass. And actually, Mike, appreciate the voicemail. Thank you for all your thoughts. Call back in. Love hearing from you. Talking about that pass from Shedeur to Jeudy, I got to kick it over here to Hannah.
First time caller. What's up, guys? It's Hannah from down in Dayton area. I wanted to talk about Jerry Jeudy and how much I can't stand this fool. And I almost wanted to come up and clap in his face. Listen, the interception that he caused this week has me so heated. And it has me heated because, we seen him with his little quick step and fumbling the ball a couple weeks ago. One take that I've not seen anyone talk about is this boy likes to play. And he's pissing me off. Fight for the ball, catch the ball, pay attention. When he flipped into the end zone, if he would have flipped after already it being, touchdown, great, cool, flip around, celebrate, do what you want. The fact that you flipped into the end zone, and mind you, he only had one hand on the ball. It grinds me. It made me so mad. I wanted to drive up to Cleveland and clap in his face this week. Get your shit together, because I'm telling you, he's got to go. He has got to go. He's got to go. Kevin Stefanski, all of them, they have got to go. They are not good for this organization. Running out of time. Love you guys. Thank you for all the great info that you guys send out every week.
Well, thank you, Hannah. Love you too. I love the enthusiasm as the first time caller. That's great. I love hearing from people for the first time, because when I record the podcast, I'm sitting here talking to myself. Okay. And then I put it out at a later date or a later time for you guys to listen to. And I don't even know who's out there listening or watching unless I hear back from you guys. So it is so fun for me to hear from you guys. And I love your take too, because I hate Jerry Jeudy. I'm so sick of his bullshit too. It's driving me nuts. And I said it last week. I felt like the old stooge grandpa sitting on the porch, get off my lawn, but I just could not stand that flip into the end zone. He has been ass all season, just abysmal. And the one time he actually makes a play and he's going to showboat like an idiot. I said last week too, I don't care if you celebrate after you score the touchdown. That's cool. That happens all the time. That's what you're supposed to do. But when you're stopping before you score the touchdown just so you can make a flip into the end zone, dude, just And that's like 2 weeks removed from whenever you were trying to do something cute and fancy down the sideline and cause the biggest fumble, the dumbest fumble I've probably ever seen. Just grinds my gears. The problem with Jerry Jeudy is we can't get rid of him. As much as I want to, as much as I say it all the time during the games, like, just get this guy off my football team. The Browns really can't. It's kind of like a mini Deshaun Watson situation if you think about it that way, because the contract that they gave Jerry Jeudy, and I should pull it up, one of these future episodes, I'll actually get the numbers. But I know that the dead cap numbers, at least for like next year and probably the year after, are going to be prohibitive of moving him off of this team. So he's here. He's here. And this is another problem that I have with Andrew Berry and why he's got to go. We have said so many times over the years here, like the way Andrew Berry handles the cap, the way he can manipulate the cap space and structure these contracts to give us a little extra edge each year and all that kind of stuff. It's great. It is a great method. I'm not harping on the method. It's the process of evaluating the players that is screwing this team so bad. Because, and we talked to Jack Duffin from the OBR last summer about contract stuff. And, that conversation sits with me all the time. Like, I remember things that he said so vividly because he's right on about this stuff. If you don't follow Jack on Twitter or anything, go follow Jack Duffin. He's phenomenal follow. Very smart guy. The way Andrew Berry structures these contracts is very good. It's very forward thinking and all this kind of stuff in the NFL. But for it to actually work, so it's a very fine line you walk with the way he does the cap and the contracts. Very fine line, because if you do it with the wrong players, it will derail your team for years. That's basically what Jack told us. If you structure these contracts and give them to the right players, you are set up for success for years to come. And unfortunately, with Andrew Berry, he has done it with the wrong players. He did it with Deshaun Watson. Another great example right here in front of us, he did it with Jerry Jeudy. You are hamstringing us with bad players, with bad attitudes, bad personalities, bad off-field, whatever you want to call it. Very minimal, if any, on-field production worth anything. And those are the contracts that hamstring us. So yeah, we're stuck with Jeudy. We are stuck, which is why I am a very strong advocate for drafting 2 wide receivers in the first round. And if you don't, you definitely need to take a receiver with the first pick. If you're not going quarterback, which we can talk about draft positioning here in a second. But if you're not going quarterback, you have got to go, in my opinion, Carnell Tate with your first pick, no matter what. What you do with the Jaguars pick, we'll see how the first round unfolds. If there's an offensive lineman there that's like, we cannot pass on this guy, then you take him. And then at that next pick early in the second round, you make sure you take another receiver, because Jeudy can't be the 1. Jeudy cannot be the 2. The highest in the pecking order that I want Jerry Jeudy next year is wide receiver 3. That's the highest. So, and that's after you factor like Harold Fandon Jr. and maybe Dylan Sampson into the passing game. I don't want Jerry Jeudy being any prominent piece of this offense moving forward. Okay, so let's kick it over. Hannah, thank you for the call. Mike, thank you for the call. Really appreciate hearing from you guys. Call back, keep calling in. Join the dog pack, get in there with everybody. Like this is the type of stuff that gets me excited. That community, you guys would be perfect fits for everything in there. Like it's so much fun. Okay. Claude, this is the last voicemail of the day. This is from Claude.
Hey gang, Claude from Erie O. Lost to the Titans. Oh well. How I see it, we're closer to a higher draft pick, and we got to see some more of Shedeur, and I'm happy with it. I am. My question to all the Cleveland Browns fans that are Shedeur haters: how can you sit there behind your little keyboard typing all these comments? Oh, he's not talented enough to be in this league. He's only here because of nepotism. He's not mature enough. He's not humble enough. Like, because I see a guy that is athletic enough to be in this league. I see a guy that was humbled, fall to the 5th round, named QB3, and he had to work his ass off to get here. So, like, give your head a shake, bud. If, like, you think this is a throwaway quarterback and we need to go for a number 1 quarterback, I don't want to do that. I see a guy that cares, wants to be here, and just, I don't know if he's the savior of the franchise, but like, I'm more stoked on him than Watson. So that's all I got to say, man. Dog pound. Woof, woof.
Claude, thank you for the voicemail. And obviously, Claude sent that last week after the Titans game. Just didn't have a chance to get to it here on the show before the weekend and everything with the Bears. But still very pertinent to what we're talking about here. You know, obviously, I agree with you. I think, you know, from what I've seen with Shedeur, said it multiple times, like he clearly can play in the NFL. Like, I don't think that's even debatable. If anybody's still out there posting or questioning, you know, I don't think he's an NFL quarterback, just forget him, because he has shown that he, with experience, obviously, and development, he'll be an NFL quarterback. Will it be for the Browns? I don't know. I still, at this moment in time, sitting here heading into the Bills game in Week 16, I hope he is, because I think it makes a lot of sense to build around him. I really do. But the scenario, and we'll talk about the draft here real quick, and then we'll wrap this thing up for the day. Draft positioning. Okay, so the Browns at 3 and 11 are currently sitting at the number 4 spot in the NFL draft. Right now, it's being projected there are probably going to be possibly 2 quarterbacks worth taking, in my opinion, in the first round. Definitely only 2 worth taking in the top 5. That's how it currently sits. Now, obviously, draft season can change things and orders and projections and prospect rankings, all that kind of stuff. As it sits right now, it is Fernando Mendoza. I firmly believe he'll be the number 1 overall pick. Go make your bets on Kalshi.com/dogs right now, and, you know, put those ones in there. And then I think it'll be Dante Moore if he declares. Now, there's a mounting speculation that he will declare for the NFL, but Oregon is reportedly really heavily trying to get him to come back for one more season. So we'll see after the playoff, once Oregon is eliminated, because obviously if they get far enough to play Ohio State, you're going down, Oregon. But, you know, once they get out of the playoff, we'll find out who's declaring, if he's declaring, all that kind of stuff. So it's Fernando Mendoza, maybe Dante Moore, are the only 2 quarterbacks. Think about that real quick, because we all heard so much last year, this 2026 quarterback class is going to be legendary. It's going to be, you know, one for the ages and all this kind of stuff. There are 2 guys right now, in my opinion, worth a first round pick at quarterback in this 2026 draft class, and not a single one of those 2 were even anywhere close to the names being thrown around last year. That's how much things change in one season in college football. So anybody sitting here right now saying, like, if your argument for keeping Shedeur in 2026 is, well, if he sucks, we'll just draft a quarterback in 2027. You can't just say, well, we'll just draft a guy in 27. That's what we said last year. We'll just draft a guy in 26. And now we're sitting here at the 4 pick and there's nobody to pick. I mean, if Shedeur had come out here and looked like, oh, there's no way he can play football, we would be screwed at 4. Think about that. There were supposed to be like 6 guys in the first round in 2026, and we're down to 2, probably. Mendoza and maybe Dante Moore. So sitting at 4, the Browns at 3 and 11. Now, here's the thing. The teams in front of us right now currently holding the number 1 pick, the New York Giants. Number 2, Las Vegas Raiders, and number 3, Tennessee Titans. All 3 teams are at 2 and 12. Here are the remaining records for those teams. The Giants with the number 1 pick in Week 16. They play the Minnesota Vikings. Then they go and they play the Raiders. And then they finish out with the Cowboys. The Raiders play the Texans, and then they play the Giants and the Gardner Minshew-led Chiefs. The eliminated from the playoffs Chiefs. It's going to be a little different story. Then the Titans, Week 16, play the same Gardner Minshew-led Chiefs. The Saints, who are sitting at, I don't have that all in front of me. I think they're at like 6 or 7 now with the 4-10 record. And then they finish out with the Jaguars. So the big takeaway here is that in Week 17, next week, the Raiders and the Giants play each other, and they are both ahead of us. So I'm trying to think how this works out, because if the Raiders beat the Giants, because we beat the Raiders. Man, how bad do you have to be to lose to the Browns? But anyway, it's the Titans sitting in front of us because they beat us. So if they win another game, they bounce probably behind us, I'm guessing. I know the draft order is not structured by head-to-head matchups. It's more of the strength of schedule and all that kind of stuff. But I think mean, the Browns' strength of schedule is at 0.483, so I think we could probably move up. I know there's prediction sites that have us projected to land the number 2 overall pick. So if that's the case, the offseason is going to be filled with what do we do? What do we do? Is it Dante Moore? Or is it Carnell Tate? Or is it trade back a couple spots with, the Raiders, the Jets, whoever needs a quarterback? Still get Carnell Tate, do what we did last year, grab some more future draft capital. We'll see how it goes. But that's kind of your situation right now with the draft, in case you were wondering. And obviously, I don't put a whole lot of stock into draft positioning until we get week 17, 18. And then obviously after the regular season is done for us, because then we'll know. But it just changes so much week to week right now. You got so many teams that suck, and we're just right in the mix. Right in the mix. Let's see. It's ESPN Analytics. Here it is. The Browns are locked into a top 10 pick, obviously, in the draft, but now they have the second best chance to get the number 1 pick at 19.9, so 20% chance to get the number 1 pick. Oh, I misread that whenever I put this together. Sorry, guys. To get the number 1 pick. And the Las Vegas Raiders currently have the best odds at 39% to land the number 1 pick. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. Browns will finish 3-14. We're not beating the Bills. We're not beating the Steelers. And we're not beating the Bengals. This team is terrible. But again, go back to the top of the episode and listen to all the things that we have to watch for. The Myles Garrett, the Carson Swessinger, the Harold Fannin, the Quinshon Judkins. There are things to watch. And obviously the continued development of Shedeur Sanders. Can he at least continue to make us somewhat competitive? I think that it's going to be hard when our defense is going to give up 30 plus points probably in each of these last 3 games. But just continue to show the throws, continue to show development and progression in your decision making. I think that he's already done a phenomenal job with the sacks. Like, anybody's still arguing how he takes such bad sacks. No, he does not. We talked about that. No, he does not. Definitely does not take any sacks, hardly, when the game is still, we'll call it competitive, or at least within a reachable score. It's toward the end of games, second half, fourth quarters, when we're just getting absolutely blown out, that he's just trying to press and make a play and hold the ball to let things develop downfield. That's when these big sacks are coming. So I'm not really that concerned about it, honestly. Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff in the comments. As always, appreciate you tuning in. Again, voicemails, get them in. We love hearing from you guys. Mike, Hannah, Claude, and Ryan. It was Ryan who sent in the message from the website. You guys can do that too at thedogspodcast.com. Follow us on all the socials. And again, join thedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page. Get access to the private Discord. Be part of the Discord live episodes. If you like calling in and leaving voicemails, then get into those Discord live episodes and actually get on the show with us and talk to us and give us your thoughts and questions and have a conversation. It's a ton of fun. If you guys listen to those Thursday episodes, it is a really good time. We love doing that. And again, I just want to mention last time, the Butcher Box for Pets promotion. Click the link below. Get your first trial box for free. Just pay shipping, but that offer ends tomorrow on December 17th, Wednesday the 17th. So again, trying to push that here real quick late because there's only 2 days, today and tomorrow, to get that free box, that free trial box. So check that out. Click the Butcher Box link, Butcher Box for Pets link in the description below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be with you Thursday. If you're in the Dog Pack already, we'll see you at Discord Live, 5 p.m. Eastern, Thursday afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. And then if you're not in the Discord, you'll see the episode once it's published afterward. Hang in there. We only got 3 games left, thank God. Mercifully, it's almost over. And again, good things, positive things to watch for. We'll get through it. And then we've got a whole draft season. Our Super Bowl, Browns fans, Super Bowl is right around the corner. You don't want to miss it. You want to be there with us as we go through it all. This team. This team. We'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one. Have a great week. Go Browns.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at The Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will the Browns win their game this week? Will Quinshon Judkins score a touchdown? Will Carson Schlesinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, all you have to do is sign up at kalshi.com/dogs. That's KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, and trade $100. Get away from disadvantageous sportsbooks and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to kalshi.com/dogs or click the link in the description to get $20 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right?
Marriott Bonvoy is the official hotel partner of US Soccer. Join Marriott Bonvoy today to get closer to the game with exclusive perks, unforgettable experiences, and benefits that go beyond the pitch. Spring Hill Suites, part of Marriott Bonvoy, offers complimentary hot breakfast and spacious all-suite accommodations, perfect for the whole team, with room for up to 6 guests. Make your next getaway a win. Learn more at springhillsuites.marriott.com.